Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Who hasn't been critical of someone else and said, either aloud or inwardly, who does he think he is? Often we don't understand the details of someone's actions or have all the facts. Often we don't understand the details. Oh, see.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, how about yourself?
Doing great.
Good, good. You guys got that upper medium platters, right?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oh, you copied me again.
Yes, I did.
There you go, guys.
Hey,
Anything else I can get for you?
can you get the music turned down just a little bit?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Thank you, sir.
Great, thanks.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's pray. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving us this day and a place to meet, to break up your word, to reveal your wisdom to us. We pray that we get that into our heads. And we thank you for this food that you've given to us. We ask this in Jesus' name, amen.
All right, so often we don't understand the details of someone's actions or all the facts. Our anxiety comes out of our mouth. Anxiety. And we not only hurt ourselves, but sometimes damage the loyalty and well-being of others. This passage, number 12, warns us about the dangers of criticism. This is a good one. When the children of Israel left Egypt, they had little sense of national identity and were not used to following a leader. Imagine what could have happened to Moses' confidence and the people when the members of Moses' own family began to criticize his leadership. What have you been thinking critical thoughts about lately?
Lately?
Lately, critical thoughts, being critical.
Yes, I have. There's a certain part of what's going on in my son's life, and I'm going to keep it at a very general. And I feel like the people in this group are just not well organized. So it's one of those things. Oh, earthquake, Texas.
Salt.
Awesome. None there.
So these people in your son's life are causing problems?
He doesn't get the full benefit of the program that he is in.
Okay.
I'm keeping it generic to protect my son and kind of protect what I'm saying, because I am being critical. I'm just kind of like, because I've had to play a part in my son's life with this particular thing.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I'm stretched so thin at work, anything else makes it where I can't jump in and help. So
You can't try to be a fixer.
yeah, it really bothers me. I can't fix the situation.
In this context, critical thoughts is criticism thoughts. This is.
And I have been criticizing.
For myself, my criticism thoughts mainly fall towards money things, but some of it is, working on cash flow. A lot of receivables out there. I'm being critical of accounts payable departments, and part of it's my fault for not being assertive at the right times, getting the right information at the right times. And
That's who you remind me of. Maynard Ferguson.
That's it.
I shouldn't be critical of people that I don't know. For my own selfish reasons.
9 years in Alabama gave me talents that I haven't used all of them.
Critical of other people at work that sometimes make some assertions or promises that don't kind of come true, and I got to learn to say is going to be available, happen. And it's not always because it's never because anybody purposely does something bad. It's because things happen outside of our control, or there's maybe too much optimism. Optimism is
optimistic?
good. Well, optimism on other people's side that draws optimism on my side, which means now we're twice as optimistic as we should.
I prefer Dan.
And
But a lot of fun on the UT band.
so I'm kind of critical of that, and maybe I shouldn't be. I should try to take the high road on any of those.
Oh, the men's fight, you're not doing the dance, you're doing the visit. This weekend, this walk is
Well,
and this Saturday.
What does the Lord have to say in Numbers 12 about this?
looks like we have a little opposition. Miriam and Aaron began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, for he had married a Cushite. Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? They asked.
Did you know that this says Ethiopian
Really?
in the Jewish Bible? Yeah.
Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never done it before.
Hasn't he spoken through us? And the Lord heard this. Now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. At once the Lord said to Moses, Aaron and Miriam, come out to the tent of meetings, all three of you. Uh-oh. This is not good. So the three of them came out, and the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud. He stood on the entrance of the tent and summoned Aaron and Miriam. When both men stepped forward, he said, listen to my words. When a prophet of the Lord is among you, I reveal myself to him in visions. I speak to him in dreams. But this is not true of my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly, not hidden in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? The anger of the Lord burned against them, and he left them. When the cloud lifted from above the tent, there stood Miriam, leprous, like snow. I wonder if it means really leprosy. What does it say in there?
But when the cloud was removed from above the tent, Miriam had Tisarat, as white as snow.
Huh. Aaron turned towards her and saw that she had leprosy. And he said to Moses, please, my Lord, do not hold against us the sin that we have so foolishly committed. Do not let this stillborn infant coming from his mother's womb with its flesh half eaten away. So Moses cried out to the Lord, oh God, please heal her. Then the Lord replied to Moses, if her father had spit in her face, would she not have been disgraced for 7 days? Confine her outside the camp for 7 days. After that, she can be brought back. So Miriam was confined outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move on until she was brought back. After that, the people of Hazeroth encamped in the desert of Paran. Woo! Bad news. So, well, two things, and Aaron are critical. So he married an Ethiopian woman, and does God only speak to Moses. Is that right?
That's the two things, right? Yep. Hasn't he also spoken through us?
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, the Lord talks to me all the time. Yeah, he talks through us. But he doesn't. Well, that's quite humorous. Well, they just didn't understand. They didn't understand that he spoke directly and to Moses, not like other prophets.
Right.
Hmm. How does their view God's evaluation of Moses? Well, I guess they just didn't think that he was all that.
They are thinking that they're just as good as or better than Moses. God just knows that Moses is not he is humble. Hey, good morning.
How y'all
Good
doing?
morning. Doing great. And God tells him straight up.
I love it. This
What's your shirt say? Oh, cool.
older better.
The Bills group, right? Look at it.
Miriam and Aaron's attack on their brother.
Good, man. Happy Easter.
There was some sibling rivalry going on here too.
So do you ever say why?
Why does Moses always do that? Oh, Moses, Moshe.
Knew that was coming. Moshe.
I don't know what happened after that, but that's what
Miriam and Aaron's attack on their brother may have been provoked by his appointing 70 elders over Israel. How might the appointment of elders affect Miriam's status and feelings? Well, she probably felt a little bit imperial. She's sister of Moses.
Off with their heads.
70. You could have just had me. Why didn't you have me over 35 of them? Right?
Right.
Well, she was, as a woman, she would not have been one of the 70.
No.
Aaron was, I think. Right?
I guess.
Yes. Well, but yeah, man's.
Maybe it was Miriam who was a little bit of the instigator here. Maybe.
I don't know. Aaron talks a good game.
I was in 11 through 17. Adonai said to Moshe, "Bring me 70 of the leaders of Israel, people you recognize as leaders of the people and officers of theirs. Bring them to the tent of meetings and have them stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there. And I will take some of the spirit which rests on you and put it on them. Then they will carry the burden of the people along with you, so you won't carry it alone for yourself."
Right. Just delegation.
Yeah.
It's not about power. It's about getting to know God.
Yeah. But the first thing on this list was Miriam and Aaron began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife. Because of his Ethiopian wife. They're racist. How does the Lord respond to the criticisms of Miriam and Aaron?
He was upset because they didn't trust him to make the decisions. He talked to them face to face, no riddles. He was just following directions. And how dare they question God?
And he also set Moses apart from everybody else, including them. question why they would speak against him.
I remember one time Rob Renfro said that.
How could you speak against Moses?
We were talking about it.
That's a pretty good testament to who Moses is to God, right?
You couldn't do it for that. I don't know. You're not killing yourself.
And he also
To survive.
responded in punishing
There's a negative spiral.
Miriam with this
That'll get you in.
leprosy.
And they're also susceptible.
10 days of leprosy for you.
3 weeks for a reason. And you keep going south. And that's what stopped it. Jesus.
What do we learn about Aaron and Moses from the response to the traumatic event?
Immediately.
Well,
Turned around. And I started losing weight. The stress started.
Obviously, Moses has compassion
But
for
you don't have that.
the sister and pleads with God to remove this affliction.
I get a water.
And that next question makes you wonder.
But it ultimately presents you living in the flesh. or living in the
Why didn't they punish Aaron the same way?
Don't live in the spirit, then have the spirit.
The next question.
Yeah,
Why do you think God carried out a 7-day punishment for Miriam? Why didn't he punish Aaron in the same way? You said it.
Try to do it yourself.
What did it start off with?
she was an instigator.
She was an instigator.
You do it for a while,
Because,
She pushes Aaron's buttons.
yeah. Because it started off as, how dare he marry
That Ethiopian.
the Ethiopian, the Cushite, or
And what should that be to her? She's the sister.
yeah.
Maybe she did not. Maybe there's a little bit of that racism in her or something. Isn't that interesting? We've never known that she was Ethiopian. So, I mean, she was black. I mean, that's,
One little beer.
I think, even back at that time, that would have been predominantly, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm just guessing 98%.
And know that that walk from the far side of the parking lot's good for you.
Let's see.
Where's,
Cushite is used in,
book of maps, where's Ethiopia too long? I don't have the book of maps.
okay, here's the little note on it. It says, term Cushite was used in contempt of her Mennonite ancestry. It was more likely, however, the references to a new wife taken by Moses, perhaps after the death of his first wife. The attack on a woman was a pretext. Its focus was the prophetic gift of Moses and his special relationship with the Lord. Okay, so that was
This is
just
the
a,
second wife. Did we know about the first wife dying, or is that not
we might have
skipped over it? Because the first wife was the one that he married when he was in the for like 20 or 30 years or whatever after he
there's an
fled.
exodus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How do you react when you feel your status or position is threatened?
It's changed.
Offensive.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of the things that you,
Fight or flight.
yeah, it can be reactive or it could be, okay, if it's your will, Lord, if you ask the Lord, I think it becomes less of that. Because you can only play King of the Hill before everybody's gunning for you. If you're playing, if that's the way you live your life, King of the Hill style,
Yeah.
everybody's gunning for you.
So you're going to always be defensive, or you're always going to be nonplussed about it, confident. I think it's very difficult to always be confident. Most, right?
Confidence needs to be in the Lord.
Mm-hmm. You try to be too confident in yourself because you can always be confident in the Lord.
Yeah.
Freeing.
Yeah, it is.
If you count on yourself, you know you're fallible. If you count on someone else, you know they're fallible.
I can't count myself. I'm a mess.
No, you're not. He said 2 seconds later. He could have said it 1 second later, but he did say it 2 seconds later.
I think your cap's too tight. Your cap's too tight.
That's possible. Why is the criticism of spiritual leaders especially dangerous? Criticism of spiritual leaders. When you criticize spiritual leaders, you are by proxy often criticizing their flock.
Yeah. You have the potential. If you're doing it out of your own fear and inadequacies or biases, okay, you're going to lose big time. I mean, if you deal with the Lord, you have to deal with knowing. It's not criticizing.
Should you never criticize a spiritual leader?
Or you, well, just have great discernment. Ask God if this is, you need to take a look and see, all right, is my heart in the right place to go and do this? Because obviously these two are not in the right place.
Yeah. Discernment. I think that's the key. And it's discernment and questioning and criticism are two different things.
Mhm.
So questioning and asking for wisdom on what a spiritual leader does or says, that's not criticism.
Mhm.
Some would call it criticism. To question is to criticize.
Who said that?
Many people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
What are you
How
saying?
it happens often in politics, but there's a lot of politics in the church. So to question is to criticize. But to question and raise those questions to God will be better than raising those questions to other people's. Refill. Coffee up. Good morning.
Yeah, I went from 2 to 3 when I was in Disciple 1 up in Dallas.
There you go.
We got down to tithing, one of the lessons, and we showed hands who was tithing. We had 20 people, 2 people tithing.
It'll be right
So
side.
there's no one.
Yeah.
So that night.
Um,
And then when I saw a beggar
That's
on the street.
thought provoking.
Instead of saying,
Yeah.
"Good job," I gave him some money. And-
which does bring up the question of which
Changed
are
how I
there
look at
are there spiritual leaders whom you openly criticize or question? The only one I could think of is I've openly questioned Joel Osteen.
Those that want to eat and work, I mean, that's what
Would you stop? I think he brings a bunch of people to Christ.
I think you're right. I just question some of the surrounding, some of the deeper
Trappings?
messages, some of the deeper messages.
Oh,
it must be. So what's the bad mistake starter?
You know, those presidential orders, the latest one,
what's that whole lukewarm thing?
Yeah,
um,
I think so.
You're saying.
But I don't go to his church.
So they're trying.
And maybe if there's a lot of people who do and get a sparked passion for the Lord, and they may bring them in, build them up, send them out, kind of thing. That could be a good thing. Sometimes God gives us important insight into situations. Pray that God will give you the knowledge to use this insight with a godly spirit.
Kind of, it hits home for people that are cynical.
Yeah,
Just for the sake of being cynical.
yeah.
You have to be able to trust who you're giving to. Nobody trusts.
You know some cynics?
Not as much. After restaurants, I had a lot. Yeah, restaurants. Education, yeah, you still see them, but they stay in their classrooms. They're burrowed in.
That's what I have to distinguish what I'm reading in the Bible from the government.
I get to meet a lot of neat people. We got a guy we're going to be talking about Latino and African American males educated in finding different strategies, different mindsets. It's going to be interesting today. At 1:30, I'm going to a session they're having at a high school over in my district, and he is going to directly address 40 leaders and at-risk students at the same time.
By name?
He's right in their face, talking through some of the things, what they're doing and stuff like that. Interesting.
40 leaders in the school district? Student leaders.
Student leaders.
In that school?
Yeah. Wow. It's going to be powerful. So, Kevin, my new buddy, maybe someday I can get him to come. He lives in Spring. He'd be great to come over here. You meet Kevin. He also plays the sax. Christian man, loves work that he does with computers and teachers and stuff. He's 20-year veteran of education. Awesome guy. People that I'm just like, where have you been? Where have you been? When you meet someone like that, you just kind of go, why did it take so long for me to meet you? Because you're a great person. But I met a lot of great people at my last school.
Well, but you have more freedom to go around and about now, don't you?
I'm all over the place.
Did you have to prepare a lesson plan for this session you're going to go and view today?
Me? Yes. Stop it. No, I did not.
Did you have to prepare a lesson plan in the last week?
No, but I did have to set a presentation, but those presentations are easy.
Good.
I like it.
I can tell. Just a few years ago, you were down in the.
It was tough.
And they're evading most
It
of
was
that.
tough.
You know, they got loopholes.
God is good.
God is awesome. Yeah, that was tough. Let's wrap this one up.
Okay.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving us this time to share. It was a quick session today, but powerful nonetheless. And pray that you give us a godly spirit to go out and to do your will and not question it, and we just make sure that we have your heart as our heart. So we ask you, Lord, to guide us through this week, and thank you again for everything you do for us. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.